Hello.
And we're on.
And we are back.
We're back after it was like
Big break.
4-week break.
Something like that.
It was like 2, but yeah.
Little
2, 3.
little restructuring, I guess you could say.
For now, I think it's a temporary thing.
I hope it's a temporary thing.
We'll see.
I almost brought it up the other day and then I decided not to.
What happened?
I said I almost brought it up the other day and decided not to.
When he was over?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can all just go ahead and say it. It's probably kind of obvious, but Burr had decided to leave the chat. So,
Leave the chat such a 90s thing.
Yeah.
Do I sound loud?
No.
Do I sound okay? Okay.
I turned, I think, you up a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he's decided to back away.
Yeah, for personal reasons, hey, whatever.
Yeah. And I hope it's not a completely I'm gone, but I mean, at the same time,
He'll be back.
we're not going to force anybody to sit down and talk with us.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's not like it was anything hostile. I mean, we're all we're all still friends and all that good stuff. He just decided he did not want to partake in the recording portion of it anymore.
Yeah, he was here the other day. We were talking about stuff, and I was like, we could be talking about this on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't say that. I just left it alone.
Yeah. Well, like he said, maybe he'll change his mind at some point and decide to come back in. If so, this thing is a 4-channel deal with all the splitters and all that shit, so we can definitely put him back in here. But if not, we shall carry on.
We shall, but I think it's a better dynamic with 4.
Yeah.
4 or more.
Yes.
What did Kyle Rittenhouse say? 4 doors, more hours?
Who said this what now?
Kyle Rittenhouse. It was his Instagram name. 4 doors, more hours.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They tried to pin him with that. Trying to say, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, some stuff from his trial's been popping up lately. I think it must be anniversary of it or something like that.
Or it's getting close to election time and they want something to try to use as a rally point,
yeah.
Fuck, they could use anything.
Yeah. Yep, I'm kind of over all that shit.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's you had mentioned something about the Brian Deegan thing, and I've been actually looking at some videos on it. I was showing Rachel some video stuff on it.
Oh my God!
Yeah, with the whole claiming the bike deal.
Yeah,
That was pretty wild, huh?
Okay, so somebody explain what happened so we can tell people that haven't heard about this.
I think it was last season, if I'm not mistaken. It was the last season or season before?
It was the end of last season.
End of last season? Okay. A pretty well-known metal militia guy, Brian Deegan.
Well, he was a founding father of it, I believe.
I think he is a founder of it or something like that, or one of the founders.
I think it was a group of guys, but he was one of them, I believe, from what I understand.
He's definitely an OG of it, that's for sure.
He's definitely a godfather of the Supercross
Freestyle motocross.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
Him and a handful of other guys were the ones that kind of introduced it,
Right.
I mean, Twitch will always be my favorite. Him and Travis, they don't like each other. I mean, I can't say they don't like each other, but they were the two I really liked.
Yeah. Well, we're getting
anyways.
So Deegan, being older now, he's kind of gotten, he's not quite as wild as he used to be, but his kids, I think all of his kids are in motorsports of some sort.
Yeah.
His son, in particular, is doing motocross. And, of course, being that, Deegan, being the guy that he is, he's got connections. His kid's naturally riding a really nice bike. And so this bike is basically a full factory bike. It's got shit on it that the normal average person just can't get a hold of.
And it was actually proven.
Yeah.
From the way they stated everything in the conversation with the kid.
But to be clear, it was perfectly legal in the rules of the race.
Yes.
The class that he was riding in, that was perfectly legal.
In the rule book, you have the right to claim another rider's bike.
That's the whole thing about it. You can run whatever you want, but it's called a claiming class.
Yeah, right.
And it's there to keep everybody on a level playing field.
Right. It's to prevent stuff like this.
To prevent exactly what's happening.
Exactly.
And it's unfair to these other kids that are riding that can't afford, and it's not even so much you can't afford because you
Yeah,
can't,
you're
can't
putting the
put
cart
it-
before the horse here. We need to kind of tell the story before you start going off on your
it gets
fucking
me so
soapbox.
upset. It gets me so upset.
So, yeah. So, okay. So basically, Deegan's got all these connections. So his kid is on basically a factory ride. It's an untouchable bike by any privateer or any private
And
person.
we're not just talking, a frame and some
No, the
suspension
motors,
stuff.
the ignition box, all that shit, the
everything
suspension,
is
it's
one of a
all
kind.
fucking top tier shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's all
So,
developing shit.
right. So, there's this kid that comes along, and the rule of the claim is basically if any rider can claim any other rider's bike, they have to pay double MSRP of what the bike is.
Well, at this specific track, it's different at different tracks. And
No,
and the
that,
different
for that class.
That class.
That's
That's
what
why I
it's
meant
for.
the class.
Yeah, for that class, not for that track, but for that class, this is what they have to do. So double MSRP on one of these bikes is roughly $17,000, $18,000.
Mhm.
So this kid saved up his money, or got together $18,000 one way or another.
Well, you got to put in the fact there that he told his dad that he wanted to do this, and his dad told him, if you want to go through with it, it's on you.
You got to come up
You
with
got
the
to come
money.
up with the money. I'm not going to give you the money. So he literally worked his butt off to get a 17-year-old to get $17,000
Yeah, that's
within
a big
year.
deal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
For
big deal, I
17-year-old.
think.
Mhm.
Quite the accomplishment. So he goes in and decides to claim Deegan's bike.
And you got to do it. You got 30 minutes after the final race ends
To go
for
do
the
it.
night to go
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
it.
to go do it.
And you got to have cash. You can't have a cashier's check. It's got to be cash.
Right. So he goes through and does all the stuff, and he claims the bike. Well, of course, Star Yamaha, the people that build the bike, and Brian Deegan, the kid's dad, get involved and say, no, we don't think we're gonna let this happen. And they start talking to that kid that wants to claim the bike, and a bunch of drama goes back and forth. And Deegan and the kid have like private conversations, which they say should not have happened. Just as far as legal standpoint, because he's a minor. And basically, at the end of it, they convince this kid to withdraw his claim
Well,
and get his money back.
Well, they didn't convince him.
I'm just saying with
If
heavy
you-
sarcasm.
It's not even heavy sarcasm, dude, because Brian Deegan and I think it was the promoter for the race, Series, pulled the kid into a room by themselves, 17-year-old kid without his parent.
Yeah.
Pulled him into a room and started not so much giving him the third degree, but just kind of, what are you doing this for? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Your motor builder's wanting to take this thing apart and try, and you can't do that. There's stuff in here you can't get.
Yeah, that was part of their asking him why he wanted it,
So-
because if anything were to happen to the bike, he wouldn't be able to fix it because he can't get a hold of the parts that are inside that thing.
They're specially made for that bike.
Right.
Right.
So after that, the kid went back to his pits, and Hayden Deegan and his crew followed him over there and kind of mad dogged him for a minute. And the kid's dad went and talked to him. And they took off. Well, they went back up. I believe the series is AMA. Called him back up to the booth to talk to him, and he goes back up there and he's like, "Hey, we got the bike. It's an impound, because what they do is they impound the bike overnight and they tag everything so nothing can be swapped out." And they were like, this usually happens at the end of an event, and we still got one more day of the event.
Yeah, so they
And-
pulled the motor. They swapped the motor.
Well, they
on it or
were
something like that.
going. So they said they tagged everything, and since it happened like this, they wanted to keep it overnight and figure out what to do, because they've never ran into the situation. And they said, he's got another race tomorrow. We can't have him without a bike. But you're claiming it is yours. And the kid was nice enough to go, well, throw it in an impound. In the morning, they can have it 3 hours before the race, so they can do whatever they need to do and get them ready. But after that race, that bike's mine. And they agreed to it. They're like, okay, if you want to do that, that's fine. So they talked to the engine guy for Deegan, and he came back with, he wants to check the oil in the morning. And he was like, well, why does he want to check the oil? And so, well, if he finds any shavings or anything like that in the oil. He wants to change the motor, so he's got a good motor for the race. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Because the way the rule states it is if they do a motor swap, he gets both
He gets
motors.
both engines. Right.
Anything they swap out, he gets the original of and the new of.
Right.
And so he was like, well, if they want to change a motor, that's fine, cool, right on, yeah. So he left AMA's booth and was going back, and there was another rider there that won a couple series that Deegan wasn't in, and hit him up and asked him to come by his pits. So he went and stopped by the pits, and when he was over there, the USA promoter for Yamaha was there and was like, hey, let me talk to you real quick.
Yeah.
And pulled him to the side, and he started giving him kind of, not so much the third degree, but like, what are you doing this for? You shouldn't be doing this. There's no way that this is an unspoken rule. You don't do this. You
Yeah.
know, this is frowned upon in our industry. This is something that nobody does, and your sponsors aren't going to like, and
Yeah, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot for any kind of future in this sport by
Exactly.
doing this.
Is exactly what he told him, but not straight up. And so big this was going to be. This isn't just some regular freaking bike. You know, there's something really special about this bike that they don't want to get out.
Well, yeah.
And
They don't want their factory secrets out.
yeah. So he went back to his pits. Well, the Yamaha USA rep found out that he was sponsored by a Canadian Yamaha dealership. So
they ended up getting the sponsorship pulled.
well, they called him and threatened the Canadian dealership that if he did this, that they weren't going to sell him any more Yamahas.
Yeah.
They were going to pull everything off his lot, and they were going to shut him down pretty much. If he's a Yamaha dealer, how you going to sell Yamahas if you don't have any
Right,
Yamahas,
yeah.
you know? And so he ended up calling the rider and told him, like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but this is what I was just called and told. You're claiming his bike? He's like, yeah, I mean, it's what I want to do. It's my money. And he said, well, if you claim it, I can't help you.
Right.
You know, pretty much.
I think he still ended up getting dropped by the guy.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did. But, man, I mean, like, that is so fucked
Yeah,
up.
it's pretty wild.
That's so
It's not
fucked
fair to
up.
that kid,
You would-
especially when he saved all that money up.
Yeah. You wouldn't
It's not-
imagine there'd be that much drama in a dirt bike race.
I saw the interview
You know,
with the
it's like
kid,
you could
and it was
damn near
sad.
make that into a movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, what I can't believe is, I can't believe that Deegan would not understand where the kid was coming from.
Right.
Deegan didn't come from money. Deegan made money. So why would Deegan look at it as, oh, you're fucking my son over, fuck
Well,
you, da-da-da-da-da-da.
There was some history between the two, between that kid and Deegan's kid. They'd had a few spats back and forth on the track. And
Who's not in that sport, though?
right, but also supposedly that is the last year that his kid was going to be in that class.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they were
no-
going to keep that bike as like a
wall
memento.
trophy.
Yeah, and so he was kind of upset about that. He was worried about the guy going out and basically like talking shit about the Deegan family, you know, and as far as like I guess somehow with that bike, you know, trolling them, I guess, I don't know. But the kid openly admitted, you know, he's like, I just want it so I can see what a factory bike feels like.
Oh, yeah, no,
Right.
for sure.
Like,
But-
I'm going to make a few YouTube videos on it, try to get some YouTube views, and, you know, just see what it feels like to ride a fucking factory bike.
Well, don't you think Deegan would have been in a better position to have been like, look, dude, let me talk to you real quick. I want this bike because A, X, Y, and Z. I understand you're trying to come up. I understand you're just trying to ride a factory bike with one of these special motors in it. Why don't you let me sponsor you? Why don't we do a 1-year contract, a 5-race contract, and if you can handle within this performance, you'll be in our team.
Maybe they could have done something like that.
Why not?
I think I read somewhere in an update that Star Yamaha, the ones that actually build the motor and build the bike, gave him an opportunity to go out to a private track and do basically like a test day on one.
Oh yeah, because
Thank God.
that's very nice of them. Let them test ride a bike. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if
The
his
problem
thing
is
was, though, I mean, that was his whole spiel on it was, you know, I just want to see what it's like to ride one of these on the track. So, well, hey, you know what? This shit went down, and it went down in a bad way, but as a consolation, here, we're going to give you an opportunity to come out and ride one on a track for the day and fucking, you know, actually see what it's like.
Yeah, but he
There
could
you
have
go.
looked him in the face and said, "No, fuck you. It's my bike."
Oh yeah, you could have.
So what I'm saying is, why are they trying to take something away from a kid when they could have helped him out? Why spin it negatively when they could have spun it positively, and none of them would have been hurt in the process? It's not like it's any extra fucking heartache or money out of any of their pockets, and even if it is fucking money out of their pockets, it's still going to make them more in the long run doing it than it would doing what they did.
Depends. I mean, what if they have some kind of proprietary, fucking software in their ignition, or in their computer
But
on that thing?
that's why I'm saying, why make an enemy out of them and not? Why make an enemy out of him when you could pull him in? Because he's a good rider. It's not like he's a shit rider. He's on a shit bike, fucking.
Well, the thing is, now you got to remember though, is Deegan. It's not his team. Deegan's kid is sponsored by Star Yamaha.
Yeah.
So it's a Star Yamaha team. So it would be up to Star Yamaha, not Deegan. Deegan would be able to say like, "Hey, can you guys do me a favor and let this guy ride for a year or ride for 5 races or something." He could try to do something like that, but ultimately it wouldn't be his decision. So, and that's where it was kind of like, and plus with a little bit of history of them going back and forth, on the racetrack and having a few words to say about each other, I can see Deegan's defensive nature over it. I do agree, though, overall, like, the rules should have been upheld. AMA should have done their job and should have been like, hey, look, these are the rules, this is the way it is. Too fucking bad. If he wants the bike, it's his. It shouldn't have gone the way it did. But I see where Deegan was being defensive about it, though.
I could too.
I don't agree about how everything happened, but I do kind of understand where Deegan was coming from a little bit.
Yeah, no, I get he feels some way, but he could still get his pie and eat it too, and it ain't going to be no sweat off his nuts, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, if fucking Brian Deegan walked up to the guys that were sponsoring the team and asked if this kid could be on the team and ride a bike, they wouldn't tell him no.
No, but then you got to think about, too, he had an engine builder. He had his own sponsorship that he had a relationship with. So it's like,
pick it and choose it.
do you take a 5-ride deal that might turn into something, more than likely not, and ditch your other 2 fucking things that you already have? Your engine builder is going to be like, oh, really? Are you going to drop me at the fucking drop of a hat like that? Huh. Find somebody else to build your engines, bro.
Well, hopefully at that point, from that point on, you wouldn't need them anymore.
Hopefully.
But the only way you're going to progress in that kind of a sport is something like that happening.
If it had been something more solid, if it had been like, hey, look, we'll throw you on for, a season and contingent on how you perform. Like, if, you placed well enough, then, yeah, we'll start talking about serious contract renewals the next year and, see what we can do here. If you don't put out, you don't have the performance to put out, then, yeah, we're not going to be talking.
Yeah.
So, I could see something like that, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It definitely... It was, like I said, that was one of the things that threw me, as far as, like, it's crazy how much drama there is in even something as simple as dirt bike racing.
Yeah, I just, you look at the way Brian Deegan handled it, and if you were to flip the script and have it be Travis Pastrana, I guarantee you there would have been 1,000% different outcome of the whole situation.
Yeah, it would have been handled differently. I don't know if the actual outcome would have been much different.
I think it would have.
I don't think the outcome would have been much different. I think the sentiment and the feelings behind everything would have been a lot different. But ultimately, I think Pastrana and Pastrana's team and Suzuki, whoever it would have been at that time, would have figured out a way to, like, kindly manipulate the kid out of taking the bike and, taking like a, we'll give you a ride type of deal. Like, oh, okay, look, hey, if that's what you really want to do, then check this out. We really want to keep this bike. So let's back off on this deal, but we're going to take you out to Pastrana land, or we're going to take you out to a track. We're going to set you up with Pastrana. You want to do some YouTube videos? You want to get some views? Here's how you're going to do it. You're going to be able to say that, you're out riding with Pastrana on a fucking factory bike and doing all this and yada, yada, yada. There you go. There's your 2 or 3 videos. You get to ride a factory bike. You get to hang out. You get all your promotion. but you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that way. I think something good would have happened out of it, but I think it would have been more like him getting on a sponsorship with the team.
I don't think trying to buy a team's bike is a good way to entice them to sponsor you.
It's not, but to keep what you need because you don't want it to get out, it's a good way out. It doesn't cost you anything.
That's the whole thing, though. The way I see it, it's like if you try to snake your way in like that, who's to say
But
they're
the
not
kid-
going to snake
what-
their way out?
But what I'm saying is the kid wasn't wanting to. That wasn't his intention with the bike. You know, if he would have came in, oh yeah, no, do this and you get me on your team, you can have your bike. But yeah, different fucking story for sure.
Okay.
But
I
him
see what
him saying, no, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I want to just ride it. I've never rode one before. You know, I do pretty good on an actual factory bike, something that does cost fucking $7,000 off the factory floor, and you guys are over here riding it's a $90,000 bike. Yeah, I want to see what the
Yeah.
difference is.
Well, I would too, but
Who, like he said, who doesn't?
right.
Who's in that sport that doesn't want to ride a factory bike like that? You know, like
Yeah. No, definitely crazy shit.
yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, it upsets me the way it was handled. I really feel bad for the kid. I think
Yeah.
I think at the end of it he should have walked away with that bike.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
he did,
overall,
he did
at
what
the
he
end
thought
of
he
the
needed
story,
to do.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, if everything was done the way the book is written, the way the rules are written, there should have been none of the drama. He should have had the bike. It should have been his to do what he wanted to do with. And, you know, and I mean, I could even see it being something as like, okay, look, yeah, you get to claim this bike, but you got to fucking sign this contract saying that we're going to be the ones to work on that engine. You know, we're going to be the ones to do this because you can't get the parts for it. They're not available to you. We're not going to supply you with parts, but we will fix it for you. You know, you don't tear it apart. You don't do anything. You change the spark plug. You do maintenance on it. But if it comes down to actually having to fucking open it up and do anything, take it out of the bike, send it to us. We'll do what it needs to be done to it, give you a bill, and send it back to you.
Yeah, that or at that point just we'll flop you out with a race motor you can get parts for.
You know, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah,
I could see that, but you know, as far as like
I
the
can't
process,
see, I
it should have
can't
been no kind of fucking anybody intervening and trying to talk anybody out
No,
of anything.
Brian
and all that
Deegan-
shit.
Brian and Hayden in any part of their team should have had no idea of who even was getting the bike. Shouldn't have known it was a kid buying it. Should have just been told this bike's being claimed.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. Once he's got it, yeah, okay.
Oh, he's gonna. Yeah, the
here's
cat's
the-
gonna be out of the bag.
here's the
but,
name, but-
yeah,
Until that point, once it's in his possession, nobody knows fucking shit.
right. And then if you want to go over there and be like, "Hey, dude, I'll give you 40 grand for it and buy it back," more power to you. You know.
It almost makes me want to go buy a fucking $8,000 bike, enter in a series, and just start claiming the fucking bikes, and then turn around selling it to them for $200,000.
Fucking run flat last for fucking a season and then go into the
Yeah.
next season and first race come out and be like, I'm claiming that bike right there. Here's 20 grand. Give me that bike.
Just walk in with like 200,000. I'm claiming his bike, his
I
bike,
want 'em
his.
all. At that point, though, you got enough to build your own.
Oh, well, I'm just
20 grand for a fucking factory bike. That's where it's at. You know, you go, you spend the money, like you said, you get a bike that's good enough to keep you on the track for a season, and then the second season that you're in it, once you're established into it, you're racing. I bet you know you go in there and just be like, all right, here you go, 17 grand. I want that bike right there.
take my sponsors.
yeah, take them all.
Take them all. I don't want them anymore.
Sponsored by Visa.
Right? Oh, man.
Shit.
Nowadays, you'd probably get that stop culture or something, whatever the fuck they call it.
Cancel culture?
Cancel culture.
How are they gonna cancel you?
That's what I'm saying. They're going to try. There ain't much they can do.
No, you're racing. I mean, there's not much you can do to cancel a racer. I mean, you can boo them, you can not like them, but
Still going to fucking
If
repo
they-
your bike, bitch.
yeah, if they win, they win. You know, who cares if they're not popular? Oh, they don't have any sponsors. Well, they can just keep going, and supply themselves, hey.
Yeah, well, Deegan's going to have a good story about that bike hanging on his wall.
Yeah, that's for sure. This kid's running 250 now?
Yeah, I think
Or
so.
Pro.
I think
Yeah,
he's-
250 Pro
yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
running Daytona right now this weekend.
Yeah.
The track looks pretty wild. I just saw like a on bike, ride along deal. It looks pretty crazy. Well, perfect timing. We are just about ready to run out of steam on the old
Deegan train.
Deegan story.
Oh, so I need a lighter. Thank you. So, are you guys team Salena or team Kylie and Haley? Huh?
For
Selena Gomez. You know who Selena Gomez is?
yeah,
Okay. You know Justin Bieber? So Justin Bieber's wife, Haley Bieber, who's like a Baldwin, Haley Baldwin,
okay.
she's friends with Kylie Jenner, who's a Kardashian Jenner, right? And they were making fun of Selena Gomez on Instagram. And so because
in what way? What were they like?
I guess Selena Gomez got her eyebrows laminated, and so they were making fun of her eyebrows. They took a picture of their eyebrows and like posted it on Instagram, and it went like viral, right? And so everybody's starting to stop following Kylie Jenner and Haley. Like, it's just like a massive millions and millions of people.
Was it funny?
No, it's just a picture of their eyebrows. That was it.
Just a picture of eyebrows.
Yeah, but they were making fun of her. So it's
mean-
gotten to the point where people, like, when you go to Starbucks, there'll be tip jars that say like Team Selena or Team Haley.
Oh Jesus!
Hmm. Yeah,
Over eyebrows?
yeah, millions. But I mean, like, it's affected. Like, it'll affect their careers, like, because like now they're being posted as like the mean girls.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to say, if I was I guess a bigger fan of one or the other, it would probably have to go with Selena Gomez. But I'm not like cancel Kylie over this.
I
I was
unfollowed Kylie.
I was like, is the joke funny? If it was a funny joke, I'd laugh at it. But
Kylie Jenner's gotten mad, and she'll like some people have actually that have just random like TikToks like us have commented on their TikToks and been like, "You're stretching," and it's far from the truth.
as far as
pretty
comments for against them,
Like Kylie Jenner's-
responding to
yeah.
them as far as that shit.
Pretty funny.
That's good shit.
Yeah. So, anyways, want to see what team you're on? So I'm Team Selena.
Yeah, I would have to say I would if I had to pick a side, I'd go Selena.
I was following Kylie Jenner until the whole thing. Well, I was following her on TikTok. But before that, I was following her on Instagram, and then that thing happened with her boyfriend. And what was that? Astro World. Remember the trampling at Astro World?
Yeah.
All those people like got trampled. He's like, come up to the stage, and
Oh yeah,
And, like, a bunch of people got killed.
and I can't remember who it was now, but the dude that was singing, he just kept on singing.
Kept singing, didn't stop and have anybody back up.
Tyga.
Was it Tyga?
Yeah, Tyga.
Okay, who put on the festival? That's Aaron
Drake.
something, right?
Drake and Tyga did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like some guy like Aaron something.
No, it was Kylie's boyfriend.
Okay.
I stopped following her after that. I was like, fuck that bitch.
Fucking done.
Well, she was just like, her boyfriend didn't even apologize about it, and all those people got killed.
Speaking of boyfriends and all that shit, I guess I don't know. I haven't seen anything recently about it, but supposedly Megan Fox and MGK. I guess something happened between them.
It was bound to happen.
Yeah, but
Not surprised.
Megan Fox put up some kind of a post referring to some lyrics in a song that had to do with, I guess like a piece of shit guy or something like that. But at first, in her Instagram, she went through and deleted like every picture that had MGK in it.
Mm.
And then people started making comments and shit like that, and then all of a sudden her fucking Instagram was gone altogether.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
I'm just convinced like there's certain celebrities that have like sold their soul to the devil because they look so good, and like she's one of them.
Oh, for sure.
'Cause she's had
there's some fucking witchcraft or
like
something
she's
going
had
on.
like 3 kids and she looks absolutely amazing. Like she never had 3 kids. Like I'm like, how do you look so good?
They're doing some crazy ritual
and
shit.
young and more beautiful than you ever have now. It's crazy to me. Like she's in her like late 30s. I'm like, it's just crazy to me.
It's that Bohemian Grove shit. They're going
That's
out
crazy.
there doing their sacrifices.
Like Tom
and-
Cruise. It's Scientology, I swear. But like Tom Cruise is freaking. I mean, like he does not. He looks the same.
He does, but he is kind of like
But I mean,
Maverick.
He's
He
old.
does
He's
show
old
a age,
still.
especially if you look at Maverick and then you go and watch Top Gun. Then it's like, whoa, holy shit. Yeah, no, he's definitely gotten old. But agreed, he's like incredibly active and does look pretty damn good for his age.
yeah, there's just certain people I'm like convinced like the devil comes when they're in Hollywood and he's like, hey,
I'm gonna.
You wanna
fucking-
look good.
Yeah, it's like just sell me that
sell
soul.
me that soul. I can think a bunch of people, different people. It's kind of crazy. Like they just don't age.
There's something definitely going on there.
Oh, that's
Jim
like,
Carrey didn't get in on it though.
Huh?
Jim Carrey didn't get in on it though.
Watching more videos of him recently. He's
Yeah,
come out
like,
and
he's kind of gone off the deep end a little bit, hasn't he?
no, but I mean like I believe him. To
Oh,
be
yeah.
honest.
Really?
Yeah, like the shit that he says, like he's all Hollywood and you know they do this for a reason because they want to distract us from
Oh,
what's really
yeah.
going on and
Yeah, for sure.
talks about the what is it called Illuminati
Yep.
and talks about a bunch of different stuff. Like he's come out and like in interviews, like they'll be like, "Oh, you look good. What's going on? Oh, don't you love all these celebrities here?" And he's like, "Mm-hmm. Well, you know, they're just doing this to, you know, distract us from really what's going on." And like in interviews, like
It
he's
wouldn't surprise me because, man, I swear, even like, what was that the award that happened not too long ago, the Grammys? Was it?
I don't know.
I think it was the Grammys that just happened not too long ago.
yeah,
and
I think it was the Grammys.
I swear to God, it's kind of weird, but watching it, it almost had like a demonic feel to it. Like it just had this like this evil resonating out of it. It was kind of a weird show. It gave me a weird feeling.
I don't
watching
never
it.
want to be. I always thought I wanted to be an actress and stuff. I don't think I'd ever want to be a part of the Hollywood scene. Like, it just seems like a bad, toxic environment.
Well, yeah, and that's what's wild about it is even when they would pan over and like show, you know, like actors in the crowd or whatever, you know, the award ceremony or whatever.
Right.
Looking at them though, just the almost like the presence they gave off, it genuinely felt fake. Like there was something else. It was like behind a mask kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird with the whole selling the soul to the devil, and the theme of the Grammys was very, very satanic, I guess you could say.
Well, it's like the thing now. Like, it's so popular to be into that shit. It's so stupid. It's ridiculous.
And yeah, it gave me really weird vibes. Like I wasn't really down with it. Like yeah, this is kind of weird.
They had Jennifer Lopez there with Ben Affleck, and they had like video of them getting in a fight.
Yes.
They like, got in like an argument while they were there.
He was ready to leave. He was not having it.
She looked annoyed. He looked annoyed. Like it did not look good.
That shit was fucking funny.
And I think even like Beyonce and Jay-Z were there, and they were sitting there, and like Jay-Z was asking her Beyonce if she wanted anything to eat, and she looked annoyed about it too. But I don't know.
Telling you, there was probably something going on there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's
They
just-
had the charcuterie boards on the tables. I actually found the TikTok that made them for the celebrities, but
the what boards?
charcuterie boards. You don't know what a charcuterie board is? Are you serious?
Doesn't.
Where have you been? How old are you?
I don't know what
You
it
don't
is
know.
either.
You don't know what a charcuterie? Oh my god! All right.
Nope.
It's just
Enlighten
like
me.
it's like cheese and crackers
Oh,
and meats.
okay,
and-
yeah, yeah. That's kind of what I thought it was, but we're talking about this big award ceremony.
They
so
had him on. They had him on the. That's all. When Jay-Z was asking Beyonce if she wanted anything to eat, it was the charcuterie board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're
Like-
talking about. Yeah, where it's got like the different pieces of fruit and cheese.
Yeah,
and
it's like a
the crackers and
decorated-
all that. Yeah.
Fancy cracker and cheese plate.
Yeah, I knew what they were.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit high.
Yuppie crackers and yuppie cheese.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
The lady that made him,
They're really fancy Lunchables.
Right.
I saw some TikTok about that. They're like, where did our love for charcuterie boards come from? And then they like do a flashback and they're all eating Lunchables. Like,
Right.
it's true.
Yeah.
Shit.
I would have loved to
So-
go there.
To where? The
The
awards?
Grammys. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
It'll
don't
be
know.
fun.
You want to be possessed?
There, you can be a seat filler.
Yeah, but what if you end up getting possessed? What if
I don't know. But you get to sit next to celebrities and stuff. I don't know.
yeah, and they're gonna take your soul.
No.
They're gonna suck your soul out because they already sold theirs.
I got Jesus in my
That's
heart.
how
It's
they-
okay.
That's how they stay young. They get all these people to go into these award ceremonies.
I'm
and
not
shit,
young,
and
so don't
they-
worry. I'm not worried about them sucking my soul. Like, I'm okay with that.
Have you ever seen that shit where they've got pictures supposedly of? I want to say it's Brad Pitt. Like way back in like old times, like 1800s and shit like that. Like when pictures were first coming around. But supposedly some of these actors, there's pictures that they have doppelgangers where it just looks
No, it's
exactly
them.
like them.
They sold their fucking soul. They've been around for
So
years.
Maybe they are just like
Convinced.
Making me think of
Following Jim Carrey.
Jungle Cruise.
Like, right? What's his? I don't know what his name is there, but The Rock. Yeah,
Is it Fred? Not Fred.
I think
No,
it is
it is
Fred.
Fred. It's Fred.
It is Fred. Yeah.
Because the bird, Fred. What does he say?
Fred owes me money.
Fred owes me money.
Have you seen that movie, The Jungle Cruise?
no.
Oh, it's
I've
good.
seen parts of it, but I've never sat down and watched it start to finish.
It's like actually, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of good movies, went over there and checked out the old Cocaine Bear, which it's out of theaters now. But
This is when you need Burr to talk to about it.
all right, we actually went, both of us. Yeah,
Together.
What, the other day?
nobody else wanted to go.
Last weekend?
I think it was last Saturday. It would, 11 a.m.
This is why he should be here talking
Yeah.
about this.
But it was like 11:20 or something like that. It was like $10 to get in. It's like fuck it, might as well for $10. It was everything I thought it would be. It's definitely like has snakes on a plane / Sharknado kind of vibes to it.
I hate movies like that. They
It's great.
One of the guys I
Hate
worked with
'em.
went and seen it, and he said it was fucking not worth the $12 you spent.
That's
I
the thing. You
believe it.
gotta
believe it.
you gotta go in knowing what to expect. That's the whole thing about it. It's like your expectations. It's like you can't expect it to be. I don't know what would be a good,
I
like
wouldn't pay
World
for
War
it.
Z or something like that.
Wouldn't
It's
pay
not
for
gonna
it.
be a like an award-winning performance type of thing. It's definitely like low A, very high level B budget movie vibes. There's definitely.
I doubt it's
corniness.
even an A. It's like
No, it is because they actually said it did pretty damn good for an opening weekend.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
I'm sure it did.
So,
Cocaine,
Not
bear,
gonna see it.
nature.
but no, it had its good parts. It was a little slow to start, and it's like I don't know. I mean, I could totally spoil it. I guess it's not like we have a shitload of viewers who are gonna be or listeners, but it's more or less these two kids. This one kid, she wants to go out and like draw this waterfall or something like that, and the mom's busy doing something else, and so she decides to ditch school, and her friend go out to do this, to find this waterfall, and so they can fuck around, draw it or whatever, and pack of cocaine, like a brick, a package of cocaine, and these two kids get into it. They literally open it up and like take some cocaine each. They don't really show the kids being high off of it, but it was just like, holy shit, we're talking like 12, 13-year-old kids, and they're like showing them taking knives and eating cocaine. So in the very beginning, there's a plane, and this guy, he's just like all loaded up. You can tell he is obviously fucking wired off his ass. and he's got on the parachute, and he's got on some other shit, you know, and he's like taking these duffel bags and he's tossing them out of this airplane, you know, and near the end he ends up, you know, jumping out of the plane. Well, that's the whole thing. That's like the true part of the story is, you know, that part actually did happen. Some guy did throw a bunch of cocaine out of a plane, and he jumped out. His parachute failed. He ended up dying, and police found him, and then they're like, well, there's more of this, so we need to find it. Well, there's a side story in the movie where the dealer that was supposed to get that cocaine is like, we need to retrieve that because the people that we got it from don't give a shit that they lost it. They still want their money. You know, they still want either money or the product. So they got to go out and find it. So they send these two guys to go out and find the cocaine. And so they get kind of mixed up with the kids and the parent that's trying to find, you know, the kids that's off running around out there in the woods. The two guys are trying to find the cocaine. The law enforcement's trying to find the cocaine, and then starts getting on the tail of the guys trying to find them. And then they're the bear that is hooked on cocaine. So
It's running from package to package.
it kind of, sort of. I mean, it's like, at first they show it, you know, the first interaction with the kids, and there's like a park ranger and the mom and shit. Park ranger ends up getting eaten, and the dude, it's in the preview. The guy's up in the tree, and the kid's up in the tree, and the bear's going after the kid. Well, the dude had cocaine all over him because he had like stumbled through and found some that the bear had already gotten into. And all of a sudden, the fucking wind blows, and you see this dust blow off of his chest. And they go to the bear, and the bear's fucking nose goes in the air, and it fucking senses the cocaine, and it's like, oh, fuck, well, fuck this kid. I want that guy. That goes over and gets up in that tree and fucks that dude up, you know, kills him because he got cocaine all over him. Everybody else gets away, and it just goes into basically, it's like a series of interactions of this bear, and he's killing people more or less because they have cocaine on them, and he's trying to get a hold of the cocaine. And
Yeah.
oh, and he's got a couple of cubs. It's actually a female bear. She's got a couple of cubs, and
So it's not a he.
you know, it's a she.
We have to use proper pronouns.
Yeah, my bad. The cubs are also all about
Cocaine
the
cubs.
powder.
They.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think I can wait till it comes out. YouTube.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth waiting for like Netflix or something like that to pull it out. You know, it's worth a watch. Like, I was thinking about going and seeing it again because it was one of those movies where it was just like, not knowing what to expect, I didn't really take it all in, you know. So I'm curious to watch it again now, knowing what to expect out of it. And
Goes and pays and
Kinda being
watches
able to-
Cocaine Bear twice, but falls asleep during a Marvel movie.
Right.
So random.
Can't watch Doctor Strange, but Cocaine Bear.
Oh, man,
tell you what.
that movie, I'm sorry, but that movie does jump around a lot. That was like kind of a hard to follow movie.
Almost like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah,
Almost.
almost. But yeah, no.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
I liked it.
It wasn't, what I saw of it wasn't bad.
The
You
First
didn't
20,
even
first
see
20
much of
minutes
it.
was okay, huh?
Yeah, you didn't
the,
see
the
much
first
of
20
it.
minutes and the ending was pretty good, but
Yeah.
can't really tell you what happened in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
Those chairs are comfortable. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
well.
kind of the theater's fault for putting in reclining chairs. I say that VIP is the way to go.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, for what's like $25 basically is what it comes out to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like $5 more than a regular ticket.
Depending on what you go. But yeah, I mean, for sure, especially if you consider the price of popcorn and sodas nowadays.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
making you out of theater. Like, you have to
Have
spend
a root
25
beer
bucks.
float, soda.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you get the
slushy.
ice cream too. But it's like, yeah, you can spend $20 on a soda and popcorn.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like, why not just spend 25 and get a movie ticket, and you can get as much soda and popcorn as you want.
And ice cream.
There's
And
like
ice
an
cream.
Ant-Man movie, which
I've been
Take
hearing
Teddy.
people say it's
Yeah.
not good.
really, and I haven't heard much about it.
I've
So I'm
been-
guessing it's not good either.
I've been hearing a lot
Maybe
of
we should
people
wait till
say
it
that
gets
it's
on
not
Disney.
good.
It'll be at Disney like so fast. The
So-
movies come out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the preview for that one that Burr was talking about that we were kind of making fun of.
Oh, that time travel one.
Yeah, the 63 or whatever the hell it was called. The one where the people
Yeah.
discover the planet before when the dinosaurs were here. It was basically like
Oh.
supposedly like
Yeah,
the story
but
of
it's
Adam
kind
and
of
Eve
like
type
the
thing.
future, but it's kind of like the past. But
Yeah,
yeah, I remember that situation.
Yeah.
That's when I said the thing, and then nobody laughed. I don't remember that. Remember?
The preview of it actually looks good. It doesn't look bad at all. It definitely looks worth watching.
What is the movie called?
I can't remember what it's called now. I could have swore it was like 63 or something weird like that, but I'm high, so.
You know what's been crazy lately is all that snow we're getting in California.
Holy shit. Did you see how low it was on the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Mariposa was covered in snow.
There's like a picture of the Hollywood sign, and in the background you can see like the mountains all covered in snow, but like super low. Like it's just not normal
Yeah.
to see a picture like that.
It's pretty much wiped out our drought. We're in a abnormally dry stage, where 2 months ago we were in an exceptionally dry. So we jumped up like 3 levels from all this rain. And I was reading somewhere too that China Peak, I think, right now is sitting 550 inches of snow or some shit.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think I saw something. One of our friends that lives up in, where does he live? Bass Lake.
Something like that.
Is
They're snowed in, right?
yeah, he's snowed in right now. Lost power for the last 9 days. It said on his Facebook page.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You got backup?
I have no idea. It said something, but he's like had to move trees that have fallen, things have collapsed. And then he put something like, "Oh, I love it," something like that.
That would be something he'd put.
Worth it.
Like
Oh,
totally
shit.
okay with it.
Yeah, I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago, and he just got I think he said 9 baby goats.
Oh, he said
And now
something.
they're
here.
buried in snow.
They're in the garage.
Oh,
It
Yeah,
said that
but-
they're in the
probably
garage.
noisy little fuckers.
Well, I was talking with him about it, and he's like, I was like, "Well, how was your weekend?" He goes, "Oh, I was elbow deep in fucking sheep." I was like, "Well,
Better than being knee deep, I guess. Yeah.
Oh wow!
kind of, with the picture that popped up in my head was Jurassic Park when she shoves her fucking hands in the fucking
In the dinosaur's ass. I don't
yeah.
know what it was.
But she was like super fast
Or no, it
too.
wasn't
She
in
was
the
like,
ass. It was just in the shit.
it was the
wasn't
shit.
it?
Yeah,
It's just a shit.
Yeah, I think
she
it
was
was
trying to
pile
look
of
for
shit.
something.
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, I had a baby goats." I was like, "Oh." He's all, "The first one was all right," and I was like, "Shit, I'm getting lucky." He's like, "I looked all this shit up online, and you could have this happen or that happen, and sometimes you got to reach in there and twist them
Oh,
around."
so he actually had a goat that had babies.
9.
Wow. Okay, I thought he just went and just like got some baby goats and like, oh, I'm gonna go grab me
No.
nine new goats.
So
Okay.
he was like, "Yeah, there was a couple of them. First one popped out, and he was like, 'This is easy. I don't know what people are talking about.'"
Yeah. Wait till number 6 or 7.
No, from there on out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said each one, and he was elbows deep in.
Damn. Yeah. No.
Oh, no. Sorry, sheep.
It's like if you gotta do
You're
that,
gonna die.
that. I was gonna say that don't make sense though, because it's like, how the fuck do they do it in the wild?
Oh, I'm sure we've been taking care of them for so long.
They're
that-
just lazy now. They're just like, you're gonna have to reach in there and grab these motherfuckers out. 'Cause I ain't pushing.
I don't know.
Is he not working?
He isn't. He's on and off.
Hmm.
He's not working full time like he was.
Nice.
Must be.
Right? That's why he loves it.
Yeah, he doesn't gotta go to work.
Oh,
Who wouldn't?
just dealing with the snow.
Telling you, I need to start playing the lottery. And that'd be so nice to win that.
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
I don't even have to win
yes.
the biggest one. I just want one that'll just set me up to where I'm comfortable for the rest of my life.
Yes.
You know? I don't have to do everything. I just need to do enough.
Mm-hmm. That'd be so nice. We actually have to play the lottery to win the
That's the
lottery.
whole problem.
I was doing
Yeah.
pretty good there for
Yeah,
a little while.
it's kind of hard to win if I don't play.
Yeah. He was doing pretty good buying tickets.
Yeah.
I just fell off again.
Fell off the wagon. Fell off the buying the.
Gotta get back on it.
Gotta get back on it. Get back on that lottery train.
Well, I've been playing my
Get them
grandpa's
tickets.
numbers. I know they're lucky.
That's the thing. It's like my dad, he had numbers that he would play. And so I I think my sister remembers what they are. I'll have to get those. Maybe just start playing those.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah, I think it's.
Might pan out.
You never know.
Come out with a couple $100 million.
Right.
Like,
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Grandpa.
yep. Thank you. We'll see you later.
We're flying to Hawaii.
Shh. Don't say anything about no thank yous. Just be quiet and let's go. No thank yous to nobody. No. Nobody needs to know how much money we
Yeah,
got.
I think I would have to do something like that. Just go hang out in Hawaii for like a month. Just chill.
I can work from home. Actually, why am I going to work? We won the lottery.
That's what I'm saying.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Working.
As
No.
long as I got internet access so I can log in and work. Like, what?
I do have good insurance.
Again.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to work.
What, you need a bionic leg? Oh, okay, that's going to be $500,000, $1 million to put on a new leg for you. Oh, no. Let me
Right?
see if I can pull that out of my fucking $500 million
Probably get it
pile.
done cheaper in Mexico.
Nah, I'd be going over to like Switzerland or something, getting the top of the line.
A lot of people go to Mexico for a lot of
Go to
things.
fucking.
I think I would go over to like Panama though, and just get
Yeah.
loaded up with the stem cells.
Yes.
Be like, put them in my shoulder, put them in my neck,
Put 'em
in my
everywhere.
back, put them in my knees, my ankles, my ass, fucking everywhere. I don't give a shit. Motherfuckers in my eyelids.
Hell yeah.
Stem cell me up. I just want to be
Just let
one
me
walking stem cell when I get done here.
Just want to marinate in that shit for a little while.
Yeah, right. Like you just got a stem cell bath. I can just go lay in and just
Oh,
soak.
gosh.
I think of Angry Birds when they're all fucking spitting into each other's mouth.
Like that eagle is all peeing in there.
all peeing in it.
Yeah. It was a cute movie.
It was only peeing, huh?
Yeah. And he was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Somehow I remembered it being something much worse.
That was pretty bad. They were like spitting the water in each other's mouth.
That's the part I think that was gross about it to me. It's like the way they were spitting the water across each other's mouth. It was
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Red's all telling them to stop. It's nasty.
It's like at that point, is the pee really that bad? I mean, they're all swapping spit already.
Good shit. You got to
So-
train.
I'm surprised you guys hear a train over here.
Oh yeah, it's only down the street.
It's not that bad, I guess. Yeah.
We always hear it.
For being where it's
Kind of
at,
get
yeah.
used to it after a while.
Oh, I'm totally used to it. We got one right there by our
Yeah.
house. So.
Honestly, I don't think if you would have said anything, I wouldn't even thought anything of it.
Huh, it would have just like zoned into the background kind of
To
thing.
be
Yeah,
honest.
just like, whatever.
I wouldn't even thought of anything of it, to be honest.
Can you imagine though living in like New York or I guess even Chicago or something like that, like right next to one of those fucking train tracks that are like suspended, you know, and it goes like fucking 3 feet away from your building type shit.
No.
I would not want to live, yeah. I like visiting those places. I don't know if I want to live there.
Chicago was pretty cool when we went over there. I gotta admit, like all the structures and all the like
All the old
architecture
buildings.
and everything. Yeah, the buildings.
New York's the same thing, but bigger.
Yeah.
They say that Chicago's
Yeah,
this.
I guess I wouldn't mind visiting New York once at least.
Yeah, you've never been, so you can't say.
Yeah.
You gotta go. I want to take them. I want to take the boys to go. We can do like a big trip. I would love to go again. There's a lot of like history and a lot of things to see there that are amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, like down to like a Broadway play. I know it sounds crazy, but like just everything about New York. I love it. It's pretty
well,
cool.
I mean, it's one of the oldest cities we got.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
something that everybody needs to see, like in a lifetime. Like, it's amazing. It has a lot of history, especially the 9/11 like museum. That's something
That
that
would be pretty cool.
everybody needs to see. Like, be prepared to cry. Like,
Yeah.
be prepared to get up. Yeah, it's intense. They did an amazing job and stuff. Yeah, and they even like encapsulated. Like, there's a wall surrounding a section of it where people like some of the wreckage and people have died. So it's like kind
Isn't
of
there kinda like a-
haunting in a way.
Isn't there kind of like a pit almost?
Yeah, it's like a
With like water features or something.
some kind of
going down in?
waterfall, memory
Yeah.
mirror waterfall. It has everybody's names etched in it. Not died. And it's right in the, I mean, it's like right there. And I always stay there. Whenever I went to go visit New York, I'd always stay in that area.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that,
Kind of
like,
crazy, yeah,
to think that,
to
like,
visualize it and like picture what happened.
like where my hotel is, that's for sure would have been all that smoke, all that stuff
all
that
the
came
dust
from.
and ash.
For
and
sure,
everything.
for sure. So it's
Right.
like kind of crazy. It's Manhattan. So it's crazy to think of. Yeah, it's
I couldn't
intense.
imagine, like, like we were at, like to say if we at that level and like you're looking out and all of a sudden you see a plane just go whack, hit inside the side of
It's
a building.
intense. It's
Grab the
crazy.
sheets, Art. We're tying them together.
We are out of here.
We are climbing down. Fuck those stairs, and we ain't going down the
Oh
elevator.
no, I'm not even talking about being in that building that it hits. I'm talking like if like say we were there and off like a couple blocks, 3-4 blocks away, we're just checking out the skyscrapers and all of a sudden you see this plane just go in and smack it, just like whew.
I'd freak out.
Yeah, me too.
I think that'd be an instance where I'd actually freak the fuck out.
Yeah. Everybody, yeah, for sure.
Where do you go?
What do you do? Yeah.
Well, now they have the 2 buildings there again. So the 2 buildings are in that spot. So it's like they have the towers all over again.
They did build 2 buildings there?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were talking about not building them or something.
No, they built them.
Yeah.
You can go to the very top of it and have this beautiful view of New York.
Hmm.
Yeah, I went to the top by myself
Watching out for planes.
in New York.
Watching out for planes coming around. Like
I had to do it. Like
all
I was like,
paranoid about a helicopter and shit. Like you better stay over there, motherfucker.
right? It's the most beautiful, and it's beautiful. The view is amazing up there. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh, it's wild when you get up to the top of those skyscrapers and shit.
Mhm.
Like we went up to the what is it now, the Willis Tower? I don't know. What
I
it's
went to
called
that
now.
too. That was
But,
pretty cool.
Yeah, you go
That
up
was
there
beautiful as well.
and
Yeah.
Go looking out across what lake is that right there?
Michigan,
remember.
isn't it?
Which one?
Michigan?
There's like
Is it
4
Michigan? I
states
think
you
it's
can
Lake
see from up
Michigan.
there. Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you can't even really call that a lake, dude. That's a fucking goddamn
It's a
ocean.
freshwater ocean.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's a freshwater ocean for sure. You can't see the other side of it.
No, that's what's wild. Even way the fuck up there, you're looking
No.
across it, and it's like, nope. All you see is water.
But it was cool seeing all the different apartment buildings and shit with grass on the roof.
Yeah, they had literally like yards going up on the top on the roof. Pretty crazy. So,
So around here we call that moss.
right.
You pressure wash that shit off.
Oh man, did you guys see the whole deal with Jack Daniels?
No.
They got a kind of a weird little how would you put it? Public relations problem going on, I guess you could say. Their storehouses where they store all the barrels and let them age. Have you been
Yeah.
to one? Okay, I've been to Jack Daniels. I'm sure you
In
guys have been
Tennessee.
to distilleries and
Yep.
stuff. So, and you know that the smell of ethanol is pretty thick
Mhm.
inside those buildings where they store all the barrels.
You got a lighter over there?
Well, that shit's bending out of those buildings, right? Supposedly there is this mold that eats the ethanol and is apparently now just basically running rampant in towns that are adjacent to the distillery and adjacent to the areas where they have their storehouses built. And it's this black mold that more or less collects on everything. They say it's on cars, it's on trees, it's on their houses and their roofs, and I mean, you name it, it's basically covering it, and it's this black mold. And people are saying like every 3 to 6 months they have to go through and more or less pressure wash this shit off. And it's all as a result of these buildings. And so yeah, now they're trying to like bring a lawsuit against Jack Daniels and trying to get them to
Trying to mess up my
either
drink.
change up their ways, put filtering and shit on the buildings to
Mhm.
filter out that ethanol so the fungus can't consume it outside, or shut down those buildings. And they're
Right.
not going to shut them down. But yeah, Jack Daniels is arguing that putting the filters in will affect the flavor of the whiskey somehow. I don't know how venting your air and filtering it before you vent it will affect the flavor of the whiskey.
I don't
But
want them to change anything that they're doing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about the mold, but it's just
that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, Jack Daniels has been there forever, bro. You kind of knew what you were getting into. You started building your house, didn't you notice some fucking black flaky shit on the trees everywhere.
Oh, true that. It is everywhere.
It's a fun place to visit.
But Jack Daniels wasn't nearly as harsh to me as Jim Beam.
I didn't go to Jim Beam.
Jim Beam, when they open the door to go into one of the storehouses, you literally lose your breath.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad in the
No.
ones in Jack Daniels.
No,
It's shit, you sit at the bottom of the one in Jack Daniels. That's
Yeah,
when you do the
I
taste
mean,
testing.
There's definitely a climate change. There's definitely a thickness change in the air. But Jim Beam, man, that I choked. I had to walk back outside and catch my breath.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad. It took me a couple minutes to get used to it.
I heard Maker's Mark. Somebody said that if you want to visit a distillery, that's like one of the nicest ones to visit.
No, I wish we would have.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? There's
You can do the whiskey trail.
Yeah,
yeah,
my dad
it's
talked
like the
about
whiskey
that.
trail.
Yeah, my dad was talking about doing that.
Yeah, I grabbed the map, and when I went
Yeah.
back there, I was thinking about doing it, but it was just like, man, that's going to add like an extra, 3 or 4 days and so many more miles driving, and I didn't really have the extra money and time to
Yeah,
do
I
it.
kind of wonder what they send you if you do it.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of cool to figure
Kind
out.
of makes you wonder.
I would
Yeah.
love to do it. I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, this has been a lot of fun, and we're actually quite over an hour, so
Not bad.
yeah, time flies, huh?
Sounds good.
Woo,
So-
woo, woo.
Yeah, so I guess we'll put this one in the books and see about trying to do it again next week.
Till next time.
Good night.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Right error.
Huh?